We are looking at one of your Dynasty football teams on today's
as always, baby.
video. If you want to be in the series, you want your team in this series, join our Discord with the link in the description. And then there's a text channel that says Dynasty Team Grades. Can't promise we're going to do your team as there's hundreds in the Discord, but we always look for teams that we can help and we try and give them some advice or perspective of what we might do. Shout out to Shades 780.
Shades 780.
That's right, Shades. Today's the day. We are looking at your Dynasty team. A little context here. As you guys can now see the team. He says it's a 12-team, half PPR, non-tight end premium, Superflex league. He has 3 questions for us. Number 1, do you think I should be attempting to compete now? Number 2, who can I use to upgrade the tight end spot? I'm hurting here. Targets I have in mind are Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki. Number 3, other possible upgrades could be Deshaun Watson insurance, depending on how long he's suspended. If he's gone for more than 8 games, do I pursue a Matt Ryan deal? And I think we're going to answer all 3 of those as we go position by position for you, Shades.
Absolutely.
My overall thoughts is I definitely think we need to go all in with this team. It like all the pieces are there to try and go win right now. This isn't an easy teardown, and I think with guys like Devontae, Zeke, we're gonna go through it. But my initial is let's go compete. That's all the advice I'm gonna be giving today.
Sure. Yeah. I like to bring kind of both perspectives. But
okay.
the one perspective I obviously always have is win now, but that's the one I am bringing the most perspective in.
Sure.
So I'm definitely with you on that.
Quarterback room, pretty good. What do you think about this quarterback room?
Definitely pretty good. Burrow, Mills, Watson. You just got to bank on Watson coming back. I think that's okay.
Maybe even Geno.
Exactly. That's an even Geno. And you have Malik as well, in which we keep saying, will it be a surprise if we see Malik on the field this year? It won't be a surprise for us. Hopefully it's not a surprise for you. I think Tannehill can take a real big downfall, especially not having A.J. Brown there anymore. So quarterback room is fantastic, in my opinion. Wait, see what happens. If Geno has a good week, maybe you can sell high, maybe get a second. If you can, I doubt it. But why not? Take a chance.
I have some ideas here. And by the way, let's answer that third question there.
Okay.
He said, asking if he should pursue a Matt Ryan deal. To me, absolutely not. Matt Ryan, I think, is in the category of good NFL quarterback, probably not good fantasy quarterback. Okay.
Exactly.
And you're even going from Atlanta, which was pass heavy, to we just need you to be a good quarterback and let Jonathan Taylor dominate, right?
Right.
So even 2 years ago when he had Julio and Calvin, he wasn't a top 12 quarterback. And they were both, in their primes as wide receivers. So no, I think Matt Ryan is probably not the direction I would go. But I have some ideas, okay? Davis Mills is a good enough stopgap to wait out this Deshaun Watson suspension. So you don't have to move him. However, I have some ideas that you could try.
Okay.
I personally am not someone who believes that the Texans are going to be able to pass up on the quarterbacks in next year's class. I don't think they're going to be able to do that. Moving on from Watson, getting all those picks. I don't think Davis Mills is a long-term starter. Could be wrong. I know he played well last year. But I don't know if they're going to be able to pass up on the talent that's going to be that high in the draft. So here's some ideas. Could you do Davis Mills for Tom Brady straight up? Now, in my mind, I don't think Davis Mills is a long-term starter, okay? So I don't know that you're really losing out all that much. Maybe Mills isn't a starter after this year. We don't know. I know he showed strides, but I don't know if he's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and I think the Texans want to replace Watson with someone who has that upside. How about Davis Mills and a third for Kirk? Extend your window a little bit. You could do that same deal for Aaron Rodgers. How about Davis Mills and a second for Derek Carr? And the good thing about those last 3 offers, the Kirk, Aaron, and Derek Carr trades, is when Watson comes back. And if he does, again, show us he's that dude, you can trade those guys and you're not really strapped on the draft capital. Sending Davis Mills and a third for Kirk, you can easily then flip Kirk in season if Watson comes back, right? Easily you could do that. Same for Aaron. Same for Derek. So I think those are 4 trade options that I think you could consider. Again, I'm bringing the perspective from someone who doesn't think Davis Mills is a long-term starter. So I know other people see that differently. But again, the Tom Brady one is probably the most like I'm going all in this year.
Right.
But the other three, I think you can still trade those quarterbacks later on.
Yeah.
And I think that helps you get wins at the beginning of the season as well, puts you in a better seeding for the playoffs.
I find that difficult. I think everyone, at least I'm on the same boat. I don't think the Texans can pass up. I just don't think anyone will want to trade someone like a Tom Brady for a guy that's still going to be a 1-year Davis Mills, either for an extra second or third.
The good thing is we have keep, trade, cut and other community sources where
they say that
thousands of people are saying that they like Davis Mills. So
saying they definitely can. Yeah. So
there's people out there who like him, and there definitely is trade value for him. But
yeah,
just ideas to try. Running backs. Let's look at the running back group. What are you thinking?
Yeah, Zeke Dillon, Kareem Hunt, Dameon Pierce. I like this running back group. I'm okay with it. Kareem Hunt is very sneaky.
Yeah,
I'm not in love with it, but I'm okay with it. I don't think, in my opinion, there's anything else that you can potentially do. I did have one idea to go all in without, but giving up your youngest piece, because same thing, Dameon Pierce, in my opinion, 1-year deal, kind of like Davis Mills. There's no doubt in my mind that they're going to get a running back. So why not do Dameon Pierce in a second and try to up tier in one of these running backs? Can you get Elijah Mitchell? Can you get anyone in that realm, in my opinion, to just feel better? James Conner. Can you do a Lenny Fournette for some people if they wanted to go younger? So this is kind of what I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about trying to go all in that realm.
Sure. Yeah, I don't hate that idea.
It's
I had a
once
couple
again
others.
you're losing your young piece. But
yeah,
you are going in all on win now. If you can get that Dameon Pierce in a second for Lenny, for example, or even if you want to do Henderson, Dameon for Lenny, maybe that's too much or whatever the case may be. I think that is a good win now window, especially solidifying a better flex, that RB2, whatever the case may be, because and then you can probably trade Kareem Hunt, get some more pieces, go younger. I have options to move away from other people that you can go as a futuristic team, but I think that will get too complicated since we're both now giving win now perspectives.
Sure. I think there's a lot of moves that we could make. There's only one I really want to provide, because I feel like if it was me, I would play the wait and see approach here. I think there's enough with Zeke, Dylan, Hunt, Damian, Daryl, Jeff, that situations, and Jamal, situations can really go your way here.
Mm-hmm.
You have a lot of good handcuffs on the team. Kareem is already valuable as a handcuff. Damian could step into a role. Daryl, when Akers went down, was a top 12 guy every single week. And Jamal could also be in that category. Jeff Wilson, we've heard rumors that he could be involved in that backfield. So I would play the wait and see approach, but I had another idea, which was sending one of these thirds. You got 2 thirds in 2023. How about sending that for Ronald Jones? Would that get the deal done for Ronald Jones, a running back who I personally think is in redraft being undervalued? I think he's properly valued in Dynasty, because I don't think he's probably the long-term answer here in Kansas City. But sending a third to get more depth at a position, and someone who I think Ronald Jones could, I've compared him to what we saw for James Conner last year. Like, I think there could be good value for Ronald Jones in that Chiefs offense. And Clyde has not been a goal line running back, so I think he could play that role for them. But I mean, Kareem Hunt was top 6 before his injury last year, right?
Yeah, he definitely was.
So I think there's enough here. And honestly, what I wanted to highlight even more is you only have one flex. There's only one flex here, which means I don't think you need to. Most leagues are double flex. So I feel like you have enough. Like, one of these situations will work out for you.
Yeah,
I think.
Exactly.
Let's look at the wide receivers. So you've got Devontae, DK, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Chris Olave. When I look at this room, those are the 4 guys I feel like are the pillars.
Yeah. For me, I completely agree. The pillars are absolutely great. One thing I was thinking of, and I keep saying this, and somehow DK always ends up in one of these teams, in every single team video. if it's a win now, is DK really going to push you to be that guy? Is he really going to help you?
I have DK in win now teams, and I feel confident to keep him.
I wouldn't feel confident. So once again, try and trade DK if you're really trying to go all in and win right now. Specifically, I wouldn't give you advice. Like, I don't have any advice of trading away DK in a futuristic perspective. I actually have advice for Devontae Adams. But for me, since we're doing the win now perspective, I'm looking for people that can contribute that I believe have higher upside than DK right now. And I think a lot of people would do trades like maybe swapping for a Tyreek Hill. I feel like that feels a little bit better. A Mike Evans, guys that really, really can take you to that next tier if you are winning here and now. And once again, it's not a lot of people, I believe. I doubt you can do someone like a Cooper Kupp. I think you still have to give up a lot for someone like that. There's a lot of people that I want to say, but I don't believe I'm comfortable in a win now perspective. For example, AJ Brown, Drake London, Michael Pittman. These do have win now attributes, but to really, really be serious to win now, the people I'm seeing is Mike Evans. Mike Evans, a Jalen Waddle. I feel like a Stephon Diggs. These are guys that I believe can really take you to that next level, to really take you in for sure the playoffs. Other than that, I am really happy with this wide receiver room. Devontae Adams, DK Amon-Ra, Chris Olave, in what you're doing here. So,
yeah, I mean, I get your perspective. I'm pretty hard against the idea of moving DK. I don't want to build around Mike Evans after this. Like,
for sure,
when Tom Brady's gone,
and that
just sounds like I'm really putting myself in a bad position next year. But I don't know. I'm confident enough in DK personally, but again, we've seen that different for a while. So whatever resonates with you the most, pursue that.
Just to be clear, if you're watching our video for the first time, I'm not a DK hater. I think the situation specifically, I know this is Dynasty video, specifically for this year it's not fun, it's not realistic, but in this context, for a win now, all in, why not try and lateral move to one of these guys, and maybe you can resell someone like a Mike Evans if hypothetically Tom Brady does come back, which we don't believe he will come back in the year after. So it's tough, but that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, and I think there's enough. Again, like, you don't have two flexes here, so
yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I can't get behind that, but I feel like every time we talk about DK, we disagree, which is fine. That's typical. Tight ends. Let's look at the tight ends.
That was his biggest question here.
As someone, sorry, I don't know if you guys heard that. Someone in my house, they're playing with toys outside my room, just crashed all over the floor.
Kids, nieces and nephews.
Yeah, this is a question mark that he had.
Yeah, who can I use to upgrade a tight end spot? I'm hurting here. Targets I have in mind are Hunter Henry and Mike Gesicki. I definitely think those guys are options. I
had some other ideas. I don't know if you did.
No, I definitely have other ideas as well.
Okay, cool.
I actually don't mind the Hunter Henry. I don't like Mike Gesicki as much anymore. I was a Mike Gesicki believer, but I really like.
I'm not on him.
I really like Hunter Henry. Guys like Dawson Knox, Noah Fant, Irv Smith, Dallas Goedert, even Zach Ertz, somebody that I believe.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like Ertz is actually the best target for him because he already has Trey McBride.
Exactly.
So you're going win now, but you have the future at that position for a high-powered offense. So Ertz was actually the one person I was like, you should go trade for Ertz. And also, he's my tight end 6 in redraft formats. In Dynasty, he's very affordable according to crowdsourcing. Okay,
according to crowdsourcing, he's tied in 17 right now. So
yeah. So I mean, can you package like Marvin Jones, Jeff Wilson, Corey Davis, a 3rd round pick, Hayden Hurst? Not all of them, but with those players, can you find a package with those players and a 3rd round pick to go get Zach Ertz? Because that was my one. I have one more option, but that was like, in the ideal world, you get Zach Ertz on this team.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was thinking. The one person I was thinking is, Donovan Peoples-Jones or Corey Davis. Put those two guys together. Marvin Jones and Donovan Peoples-Jones. I'm a Donovan Peoples-Jones believer. Put him on however your taxi works. Put on your taxi, keep him on your bench. Wait until Deshaun Watson comes back. Maybe you want to keep DPJ because you do have Deshaun Watson. The one thing I did have in mind was maybe a Darrell Henderson in a 2nd or a 3rd and get Zach Ertz. But I know A lot of people valued Henderson, especially with the Cam Akers injury. But
yeah,
I agree. Any of these guys on the bench, Johnson, Marvin, Davis, Jones, Henderson, in my opinion, are guys that I would package to get a Zach Ertz, a Dawson Knox. I would take a chance on a Noah Fant. It sounds crazy, but I would take a chance on him. I think he could be a good sleeper guy this year. But yeah, I really, really love Zach Ertz as well, especially having Zach Ertz and Hunter Henry are the two guys. I love Hunter Henry as well. So I'm okay with that. Just not Mike Gesicki for the both of us. I think we can both agree there.
I got one more option for you, and this is a fuck them picks, let's go all in option. Okay? You ready for this? Let's go get Mark Andrews. Okay? According to trade calculators and crowdsourcing, okay, you can do a deal that includes your 23 first, your second. Apparently, that's enough.
Your 23
to get
first?
Mark Andrews.
What?
And I don't know if that is, but it's worth trying. If not, add Logan Thomas, add Harrison Bryant, add Hayden Hurst, add Marvin Jones, or Corey Davis or Jeff Wilson. So it's something to consider. It's something to try. Mm-hmm. I think it's definitely worth your time to at least send the trade and see what happens.
Yeah, I don't mind
elevate your team.
23 first, and maybe I would even do 23 first in my opinion. Trey McBride, I think that will get the deal done. Maybe that's too much, but
yeah, I thought about including McBride there, but
just getting rid of him.
If you have to, you have to. But
yeah,
it would be great to have McBride in the waiting in the how do you say that? In the background, I don't know. Anyway, those are some ideas in the window.
It's definitely interesting. It's an interesting team. It's kind of, I think you're on the verge of both sides, like on the verge of being a win now, and a verge of like, all right, let's just rebuild this team.
That's why you have to decide. I think there's enough there to go.
Exactly.
On.
Agreed.
I gave it a B as a team grade B. Good foundation. I think we can compete with some moves.
100%. I agree. Completely agree. I have.
And even if you get like one or two of these deals done, it's enough. Like, you're not going to get all these deals done.
What really saved him with this team is that one flex spot. 2 flex spots. Maybe it would have been a lot difficult for sure.
Yeah.
But put Chris Olave maybe where Kareem Hunt's at. That probably feels a little bit more comfortable.
That's why you got so much flexibility as well to move around with those guys. But all right, guys, comment down below. Let us know what changes you might make. And if Shades, you're watching, let us know if this was helpful. Hope it was.
Yo, what's good? Thanks for watching. We got a lot more videos.
A lot more.
If you want more videos.
Watch it.
You can also subscribe.
Right now.
If you want to.
You need to.
And lastly, don't forget that you can sign up to support the show and get exclusive content by going to patreon.com/fantasylandfam.